Question 23. Jamelia, Kelly and Lee go to the bakery. Jamelia pays £3 for 3 baguettes and 2 rows. Kelly pays £2 for 1 baguette and 4 rows. And Lee buys 2 baguettes and 5 rows. Work out how much Lee pays. Well, it's quite difficult to work out how much Lee pays because we don't actually know how much a baguette or a row is worth. So we need to use the information from Jamelia and Kelly to maybe work out how much they've paid for a baguette or a row individually. So what I need to do on these types of questions is set up a simultaneous equation. So for example, if we look at Jamelia, she bought 3 baguettes, so we'll call that 3B, plus 2 rows, so 2R, R for rows and B for baguettes, and she paid £3. For Kelly, she bought 1 baguette plus 4 rows and she paid £2. Now if I just call this equation 1 for Jamelia and equation 2 for Kelly. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just kind of times equation 1 by 1, i.e. I'm going to times it by the number on equation 2 in front of B. Because if you do this vice versa on both of them, you always get the same amount of baguettes at the beginning. It's an easy way of just remembering. So equation 1 times by 1 is obviously the same equation itself. So 3b times 1 is 3b, 2r times 1 is 2r, and £3 times 1 is £3. Now I'm going to times equation 2 by 3 because 3 is the letter in front of the b for baguettes on Jamelia's, i.e. equation 1. So 1b times 3 is 3b. 4r times 3 is 12r, and obviously £2 times 3 is £6. Now I've got the same amount of baguettes for Jamelia and Kelly. It's easier now to get rid of one of them, so then I can work out how much the row costs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one away from the other. Now looking at it, I would probably prefer to do 12r take away 2r and £6 take away £3 instead of doing it the other way around. So I'm going to do equation 2 take away equation 1. So 3b take away 3b is 0. 12r take away 2r is 10r. And £6 take away £3 is £3. So what that means is 10 rows is worth £3. So to work out one row, I divide by 10 and I divide by 10. So 1 row is equal to 30p. Now I know the price of 1 row. I can now substitute that back in to equation 1 or 2 to work out how much the baguettes cost. So if we look at equation 1, I got 3b plus 2r is equal to £3. But this time, instead of writing 2r, I'm going to write 2 times 30p, because that's how much my rows cost, is equal to £3. And therefore, 3b plus 60p is equal to £3. And if I take 60p away from both sides, that's going to leave me with 3 baguettes is equal to £2.40. And therefore I need to divide by 3 to work out what 1 baguette is cost. So 1 baguette would be 80p. Because I divide this side by 3 also. So now I know that 1 row is worth 30p and 1 baguette is worth 80p. Now all I simply need to do now is to substitute that back in for Lee to work out how much Lee's done. Now if I use a nice colour orange and go to the top of the page, so Lee is 2 baguettes plus 5 rows. We want to know how much that is worth. So it's 2 times my baguettes, and my baguettes are 80p each, plus 5 times my rows, which is 30p. And that will tell me how much he's paid. So 2 times 80p is £1.60, plus 5 times 30p is £1.50, and then if I add them together, £1.50 plus a pound is £2.50, plus your extra 60p is £3.10. So that means Lee must have paid £3.10. And then if I had room, I'd put it back in the answer box down here in terms of Lee's paid £3.10. Okay, and that's how you do question 23. Set up a simultaneous equation and then solve it. Thank you for listening.